Welcome to Season 5 of Skillcast, the podcast by the London Organisation of Skills Development. I'm Nurbanu, I'm your host, and this season is a little different. We're coming to you from a beautiful castle retreat, surrounded by nature, calm and creativity. This isn't just another season, it's an experience. You'll be hearing directly from our retreat speakers, leaders, change makers, and visionaries, sharing powerful insights in an intimate setting. These conversations go beyond skills. They're about purpose, healing, growth, and what it really means to thrive. So whether you're joining us with a cup of tea or just need a moment to reset, Season 5 is here to inspire. Let's begin. Welcome to Skillcast.
Thank you for having me here.
How would you like to introduce yourself?
So, I'm Professor, Dr. Ambassador, Duchess Letitia, Antoinette Kapuscinska.
Wow.
Also known as Madame Kapuscinska. First name's Leticia Antoinette. And all of my names, as you can see, is all over me. I utilise that within my business as I'm being me. Yeah.
So mad. You've accomplished so much in your life. You're a duchess, you're a madame, you're a professor, you're a doctor. Wow, so established and so accomplished. Tell me more. Like how did you become this established and renowned?
I think it started from. It always starts from a young age, from the moment you acknowledge yourself in the public eye. So for me, I've gone from always being within the creative arts and that from the age of 5 and stuff. And then one of my very first jobs from 15 or so was as a young consultant in regeneration and renewal for England. So my entry to work and things was the governance policy and stuff like that, talking to MPs or going out doing the ground field research and talking with people from grassroots levels, finding out raw from the people, what's the issues going on, and then going back and saying, this is that, nah. And so that's what it would be like on the youth panel and things. And as I, go on from that, go to the rebellion side of high school to college and stuff. During that time, I experienced quite a few different traumatic stuff. So I did have some abuse and things like that. I was raped at a young age. And then after having been raped from my ex, from that I then got kidnapped and raped again. And then that sent me in a bit of a whole breakdown in the body. And it was like college and everyone was like, she is mentally incapable of being able to complete the course. I was like, don't tell me what I can and what I can't do and what my ability is. So whilst all of that stuff was happening, I was kept going back trying to get all my grades and things like that. I passed and I think I had the highest score, considering they were trying to stop me and say, no, she needs to rest. I was like, this is how I deal with grief or trauma or things like that. I get productive. I can't whirl around in pity and stuff like this. I gotta keep, just to, in a sense, I guess then it seemed more as if you're pushing it away. But at the same time, when I look at it now, it was transmuting that trauma and that pain into legacy, creativity, and building my foundation. So for me, education has always been key. So when you see something's going on within yourself, because during those times, I lost my sight and stuff like that. I had a whole breakdown, was getting stalked and that by my own ex and things. I couldn't put, what's those things when you put restraining order or whatnot? I couldn't do any of those things. But from there, so I made sure to study because I was going through so many medications. And then I started my journey, went from psychology, sports development and fitness, special populations, to, goodness me, complementary therapy, from complementary therapy, so I could learn the natural ways, because I was thinking, I'm taking all these drugs and then I'm sleeping and it's not doing me good. So I was like, let me try to find the alternative way. And so I was noticing I was going for acupuncture. I'm needing different medicines and that. So I went studying, and then through studying, I started learning about your Avida, uh, Indian head massage, Lomi Lomi, aromatherapy, and pregnant. So there was all of that. And then from after doing that, I went on to do my top up and go do healthcare. From healthcare, I went on to do masters in business innovation, entrepreneurship management. But I'm the type of person that when I'm also learning the theory, I got to be out there practically putting it to basis. And it was like, oh my God, she's skipping class to make sure she can go and pitch to investors and this and that. I'm ready. I know what I need to do. And so from there, it continued, and we were starting to get more into the film industry as music director and songwriter. And so me and my husband, we work as together, also as a duo. So it used to be called Sounds of Real Emotions. And the film that I was music directing for, he was also composing for that. And then through that journey with doing music for film, somehow I got back into, I was like, hold up, I need time for me. There's too much doing this, doing that. When people wanting treatments, I'm seeing 18 clients a day, back to back, and the demand was getting too much. And I was just like, I've got to change my life. I've got to change the way I apply myself to be able to preserve my energy, but not just preserve my energy, in the way to live life the best and the fullest, in bringing joy to myself, because that's generally what my name means, to bring joy beyond praise. And so I did go on to doing occupational therapy. And one of the occupations that I got to recognize that I wasn't doing during that time was I wasn't singing, I wasn't writing, I wasn't connecting with others. I just went into hermit mode. And in that hermit mode, it was just like, oh, everything that's gone through one's life, it was like it just decided, oh, you know, something when they say when you reach certain ages that's a milestone. That's a milestone. I got my milestone. And in that milestone, I had several several sections, being in and out of hospital and stuff, music getting out there, to having stalkers and things. So I started feeling like I didn't know who I could trust. So I decided to make products and share how I feel. And because I got
Products through music or products through other things?
So through music, through documentary. So I've done a documentary called Leticia.
Of course,
Yeah.
yourself.
Because we had took part in a social experiment with another production, and they had sold the show to another country, and the way that they had shown me to another country was just like, oh my God, what is this? How can you allow someone to make you be seen in that way? I'm just like, you know what? It's media, isn't it? That's what it's all about. It's the story. We need to get people to watch it. And I was just like, fine. So I was like, you know what? I'll do my story in my way of how I want to be seen to the world. So the documentary goes into about bipolar, because quite often whenever I was sectioned, being also a pastor and a spiritual healer, the doctors tended to be coming to me to be helping the patients because they didn't know how to deal with the patients and stuff like that. And then by the time I was like, look, I need to go. It's like, it's been too long. I need to go. So it'd be like 2-3 weeks or so. And I was allergic to a lot of the medications that they were giving me.
And that caused a reaction, had a knock-on effect on your health.
It had a knock-on effect on my health. And like last year, I had a health check. And these are the times when I was a senior oncology complementary therapist. So I was working directly with cancer. Did lose a few patients. And also during that time helped a lot of people as well. But when I went through the health check, I had never done a full MOT of your body. You go sometimes to the GP, have a blood test and stuff like this. And all they could see was lumps. I was just like, what? And I went through to find out stuff about what's going on in my body and found that I had some condition on my feet. And then I had a treatment with the injection that goes straight through to the bone. Yeah, they were more worried about my husband than me, I'll tell you. Yeah, so during that time, it was just like, yo, look what's being told to you. You don't want this to be true. Do you? Like, no, I don't want it to be true. So it's like, in these times, every single time when there was a means of any illness or stuff, I would use that as a means to start educating even more, as a means to change it. But yeah.
Interesting. So tell me all about the stuff that you've laid out in front of me.
Okay, so Restored, this is my book.
Oh, you have a book?
Yeah. So
Madame
Cappuccino.
I love the surname, by the way. Where are you from?
Poland.
Polish.
Yeah. So in Poland, the ladies have the A at the end and the men have the I at the end.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And so this book is literally as an oracle book in a sense, because I've incorporated my own business models so that people can customize to help themselves find themselves to living their best lives and healing through whatever it is that they're going through, or even if it's a means of trying to elevate and change where they're at. It also gives those tools for them to think for themselves instead of somebody else telling them. So, yeah. So it's a bit, in a sense, I like to say it's a university in a book, because many people, they can talk of some of the hardships that they've gone through, and to pick themselves up, for some people, that is a survival mode and tool that some people need to hear, because many people all over, they're in situations that they want to get out of, and yet they don't know. So, yeah, that's what Restored is about.
Interesting. Tell me about your other stuff.
So with my makeup line, so it's Leticia and Antoinette. As I was experienced a lot of pain, I started and launched Leticia and Antoinette as a means to help empower people through all walks of life, regardless your abilities, disabilities, or whatnot, that you can do what you long to in life. And so the makeup, the gym wear and stuff is to encourage people to try to use their body, get into fitness, enhance their beauty, embrace who they are and stuff like that. And so when they go out there, it's like, no, I'm feeling good about myself. But with my name also meaning to bring joy beyond praise, when people wear or connect with any of my products, I'm hoping that it also brings joy beyond praise within their life. I'm hoping it's very positive desires,
You're very multi-dimensional. You're an artist, you're a creator, but I can see it's all in the creative field. I think you're super inspiring. I think people don't realize how inspiring you are, considering how much you've been through, and the way that, and I think it's really beautiful that you've been through so much trauma in your life, and you're able to kind of dispel it. You're able to kind of expel it through your creativity, through your music, through your talent, through your products, because that is you taking out everything that you struggled with, and in a creative way. So I think it's really beautiful, and I really hope that people will support you in your journey, because you've been through so much, you've also accomplished so much. So I really want you to all search up Madame Duchess over here. We'll put her details in the bio, learn about her products, learn about her books, because she is a really inspiring, eye-opening individual that's been through life in a different way, and she's learned to let go of it through her talents. I think that is power. That is power. Do you have any final words before we end the podcast?
Final words, I would say, is thank you for having me here. Thank you so much.